That did not go out of bounds. Larry's shot banks. No good. Here comes ML Carr. No good. A foul, though. A foul with 20 seconds to go.
Exactly right. You have 20 seconds left in the basketball game. 2 free throws. If he makes both, it puts him up by 1 point. Philly has a timeout left with a 20-second timeout. Should call timeout. Take it at half court.
Tie score. Carr can put him in front. Bill Fitch paces back and forth. High drama in Boston Garden in game number 5.
What more can you ask for a basketball game to go down like this for the last 20 seconds? It's one to Dr. Jack.
Philadelphia led by 6 with 1:28 to go. The Celtics have scored 7 straight points. 110-109. They lead 20 seconds to go. Here it comes. Collins. We watch the clock. It's okay. Collins across the line with Gerald Henderson defending. Bobby Jones to Irving. Dr. J. Trap. Bobby Jones inside. Lays it up. It's short. ML Carr the rebound with 3 seconds to go.
This game is not over. Boston can make the 2 foul shots. Philadelphia will still have time for 3-point play.
ML Carr hit the 2 big free throws and drew the foul and played tremendous defense at the other end. Let's see if he deliberately misses the free throws. He does.
Yes, he is. Play the pass to be very aggressive.
All right, here it is. 1 second. Boston up by 2. Trying to go to Philly for game 6. Intercepted. It's over. The Boston Celtics, who are down by 6 points with 1:28 to go, and Bill Fitch is a winner tonight. So Philly had the game won, but the Celtics came back and won. And so tonight from the Spectrum, game number 6 of this incredible series between 2 longtime powers, the Celtics and the 76ers, coming up from Philadelphia. The other night, allowing ML Carr to go to the line. So this is it for the Boston Celtics. They did it Wednesday, they must do it again. And Chris Ford opens it up with a two-pointer from outside. Mo Cheeks. Severe headaches prevented him from playing more than 10 minutes of the game as Doc misses and Bird gets the rebound. Releasing was Maxwell. And we'll have a whistle and a foul traveling called against Cedric Maxwell of Boston. A workhorse for the Celtics. Cedric Maxwell quietly has gotten some key points for this ball club. He had 20 points in a losing cause Sunday, 16 on Wednesday. Caldwell Jones, who did not score in Wednesday's game against the Celtics. And a loose ball. Ford to steal. 3-on-2 break for the Celtics. And Ford who hit the first. Misses this one. Out of bounds. Nope. Saved by Philadelphia. Cheeks in a foot race. Feeds Dawkins. Darryl Dawkins off to a start here. Impressive indeed after playing his best playoff game Wednesday night in Boston. The Sixers are trying to wrap it up in game 6 tonight. The Celtics want to send it to a game 7. Parrish hitting outside.
Boston will need that type shooting from Robert Parrish. He hasn't really played a great series. They need his outside shooting. That's the way he played during the season.
And the Sixers, as Kevin mentioned, so badly need Mo Cheeks, especially against Tiny in this building, because he outplays Tiny Archibald at the Spectrum. Julius Irving in and out. And I suspect we may be seeing the Doc go more offense tonight, Kevin.
I think he will. He looks like he's ready.
So is Bird.
So is Bird's always ready.
Larry Bird gives the Celtics a 4-point lead. The Celtics have gotten themselves into early trouble the last 3 games. They pulled out one of them as Cheeks misses the shot and Maxwell clears. Celtics look much better so far.
They haven't got off in the games that they've lost, but right here, it looks like they're ready. Parrish has to take that shot even though he missed it.
Philadelphia coming back. Disrupting Cheeks was Tiny Archibald. Boston seemed cool and confident in the dressing room before the ball game. They have not won in 11 games here at the Spectrum, including playoffs and regular season. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Cheeks goes into Dawkins, who stuffs it through in a foul on Robert. Robert, make it maybe Bird or Parrish, but Dawkins with his second impressive dunk here in the opening minutes.
So far, Dawkins has made 2 high percentage shots. 1 inch from the basket. He's getting it in deep. Right now, they call the foul on Larry Bird.
It was on Bird, his first foul, as Bill Fitch, who has the same kind of back problems that Robert Parrish has been experiencing, and very nervous over there is Billy Cunningham, who's looking for his first world championship. Again, we'll tell you only 3 teams in the history of the NBA have come back from 3-1 deficits to win a best-of-7 series. And this man will have something to say, and so will he, with what the Celtics and the 76ers do. Julius Erving and Larry Bird, 2 of the very best, as Dawkins goes to the line to complete the 3-point play.
Dawkins has gotten off to a good start. He has a chance to have all 5 points in Philadelphia. And it's really good when you haven't had a great series to get off early. It helps most players.
32 minutes on Wednesday. Darrell had 21 points and 8 rebounds. Didn't play that bad in the second half Sunday either. High pick is set by Parrish. Tiny has to throw it away in Philadelphia, disrupting Boston a little bit now that they have problems doing early. And the rebound comes down to the dot. 6-5 Boston. Winding down to the 9-minute mark of the opening quarter. And Mo Cheeks gets 2. Cheeks has not been much of a scorer in this series, or in fact this year against the Celtics. Most of it handled by Hollins, and of course Tony off the bench. Maxwell given the shot by Caldwell Jones. Bird fights for the offensive rebound, and in the lane, blocked by Darrell Dawkins. Bird hit the deck, no foul call. Philadelphia back, and Cheeks is called for traveling by Paul Mahaley. Let's look at Dawkins inside.
There's a great block by Dawkins. It could have been a foul after the play, but Dawkins waits on it, times it real well. It's a good block. Might have got a little piece of his hand, but it's good not to call it this early in the game.
Tiny driving to the hoop and is fouled. He is an Iron Man, is Tiny Archibald. Catalyst, Maurice Cheeks commits the foul. First team foul on Philadelphia, and Tiny goes to the line. He's averaged over 20 points per game in this series. But he had a great game on Wednesday with 23 and 8 assists.
One thing the coaching staff of Philadelphia was concerned about, there's Dawkins, who's gotten off to such a good start. But they were very concerned about Tiny Archibald penetration. They wanted to keep him outside. The last time, previous play, he took a long jump shot. They like to see that. This past play, he drove and got 2 foul shots.
So the Sixers had scored 5 straight points, and we have a tie with 8:25 remaining in the first quarter. Bird is on Caldwell Jones, and Dawkins left open for the moment by Robert Parrish. Hits outside, and he's been dangerous with that popper.
It's still the shot you'd rather have him take than getting down too far in deep. They'll give him the outside jump shot.
Maxwell against Caldwell Jones. What great team defense the Sixers have shown in the playoff inside. And there's a foul. Caldwell got some of the ball, but his body got Parrish, and it's a 2-shot foul.
This is super team defense. Everybody on Philadelphia helping one another out. Finally, C.J. Caldwell Jones goes to help out. Good help. He fouled Parrish, but it was good team defense. Philadelphia had to like that team defense.
We talk about Parrish's problems in this series, but a lot of it is Caldwell Jones and Dawkins on defense. And Bird has had to work for everything he's got with Erving, Bobby Jones, and Caldwell on him.
Parrish has had a great year, and tonight he looks much more relaxed and into the game. There's been some problems with his back, and that could have been his only problems in the series.
Under 8 minutes to go, first quarter. Dawkins is 3 for 3 from the field with 7 points. Boston foul.
Inside game, there's a lot of pushing going underneath. This will be called on Parrish. So far, Philadelphia has gone to Dawkins more than they had in the past. First of all, 5 minutes.
Parrish's foul, his first second-team foul for Boston. Cheeks directing traffic. Mo driving the baseline. Inside, block. Parrish made the block. And it is still Philadelphia ball because Tiny stepped on the line.
That's good help by Parrish. A nice block. The ball went out of bounds.
On the bench, Kevin McHale, M.L. Carr. They are very much into this game. Rick Roby on the right, and they will be in the game soon as Bill Fitch trying to yell instructions to his defense. Dawkins will try again. He's 4 for 4. Darrell Dawkins, perfect from the field, and the Sixers are up. 3-point lead. so tough when he does that. He can dish it off or lay it in as he did there. Hollins back. Hollins was the outstanding player for Philadelphia in Wednesday night's defeat. Overplaying his bird on Caldwell-Jones. Doc has not been involved in the offense. Gets the ball almost by accident and misses the shot. Boston ball.
Sometimes by Dawkins getting off so well and hitting the long jump shots, it could turn out to be a minus. He's looking to take that shot now. Doc hasn't been in the offense too much. That time he caught the ball by mistake. But if Dawkins wants the basketball, but right now sometimes that could turn into a minus, taking the bad long jump shot.
Dawkins and Parrish, the center spot. As Bill Fitch said, it's like having your pitcher out there. You need the good game. Ford looking into Parrish, can't get him. Maxwell driving in on Caldwell-Jones. Doesn't make the reverse layup. And Dawkins clears. Darrell's off to a good start offensively and rebounding-wise. Hollins pulls up with it. And a foul. The basket is good. A foul on Chris Ford as he hit Hollins' elbow. Lionel Hollins, 23 points, 11 for 15 the other night.
The problem on this play is Ford let Hollins get too far down the floor. He got within 12 feet. You have to stop the man coming down the floor about 22, 23 feet out. He let Hollins get in 10 feet. Makes an easy jump shot.
Lionel Hollins, great playoff experience with Portland. Philadelphia ball. Can't let the Sixers get those extra chances. Offensive rebounding has been one of their weaknesses in the series. Driving is Hollins, beating Jones. And he's on the scoreboard. He wasn't the other night.
That turned out to be a 4-point play. Doc kept the ball alive. They made the basket, then they got a second basket. Plus Doc kept it alive. Great pass by Hollins to Caldwell-Jones.
Biggest lead right now, 5 points for Philadelphia with 6:15 remaining in the first quarter. The Celtics trying to break a jinx here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. They need to do it to force Game 7. They're trapping all over the court with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Bird will take the shot, and he's called for steps. Great Philadelphia half-court trap.
That's great team defense again by Philadelphia. They have to be delighted the way the game has started on the defensive end. They've been able to contain Bird, who's hurt them all series, and they're really playing well as a team defensively.
Don't forget Andrew Toney, leading scorer for Philadelphia. You'll be seeing him come in off the bench. And McHale for the Celtics. Irving trying to go baseline. Parrish helping off, leaving Dawkins open. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Hollins comes out to Ford. Boston, Tiny trying to move. Ball knocked away. Punt control for Archibald. Batted out of bounds. Still Boston ball. These are the teams that finished second and third in blocked shots in the NBA this year. San Antonio is number 1. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Parrish, double team, stolen. 2-on-1. Mo Cheeks has Hollins. Hollins.
Great play by Hollins all the way. Double team to steal the ball. Boston's going to go for the timeout. But this is why Cheeks was so important to the ball club. Hollins made the shots. 2 fine guards and Cheeks and Hollins working so well together. Philadelphia missed Cheeks down.
True all-star this year. He struggled in this series, the back problem part of it, and he is not shooting well. 4 for 10 Wednesday and a 1 for 14 earlier. But it's been the team defense for Philly, and Dawkins 4 for 4 shooting thus far, telling the story. Sixers by 7, winding down to 5 minutes. Ford misses outside, and it's Philadelphia ball, last touch by Maxwell.
Boston just can't penetrate the team defense of Philadelphia, and a lot of it has to do with the guard, Maurice Cheeks. He looks like he's perfectly healthy. He's stopping Tiny most of the time from penetrating.
He was hospitalized with severe headaches. They call it a sinus headache. They didn't know whether it might have been a migraine or allergies, but he was all right in the shoot today. Dawkins gets the rebound on Irving's miss. Here's the dot. Batted away by Parrish. Maxwell. Irving is 0 for 6. He's yet to click. And a whistle and a foul before the shot. Andrew Toney waiting to come in, and boy, does he love the ball. And what does he do with it? Averaging 23.4 points per game in this series. The rookie from Southwest Louisiana. But there's no place for him right now. The guards are keying it for the Sixers. Bird is fouled. Cheeks screaming a call. Mahal
Here's Maurice Cheeks going to help out. The Philadelphia guards will leave their men to help out with the big men. If Bird, Parrish, or Maxwell gets the ball down and deep, either Cheeks or Hollins will come in to help out. Tony has quickly gotten into the game. Billy C is very upset right now. He's yelling at Paul Mahalik to make up his mind. I think Paul has made up his mind.
Yes. Bo Cheeks has picked up 2 quick fouls, and Larry Bird shooting 2 and misses the first. Philadelphia now with 14 fouls and 4:22 remaining in the quarter. Crowd with their red and blue and white pom-poms as Bird makes 1 of 2 and a 6-point lead. So the Sixers ran off a string of points. Tony into the game. Andrew Tony, number 22. Low to Dawkins. Boston. That's their 3rd team foul, loose ball variety on... Who did he call the foul on? He called it on Caldwell Jones and said right there. It's on Philadelphia.
I was indecision on Paul Mahalik's part. He called the foul on Caldwell Jones. Actually, Chris Ford reminded him that Caldwell Jones happened to play for Philadelphia, not Boston, and they're going down the other end right now.
That is Caldwell Jones' 2nd foul, so Cheeks has 3, and Caldwell Jones has 2, and Philadelphia over the limit. So they're in the penalty with 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. They've run off strings of 5 and 6 points in a row to have this 6-point lead.
Sometimes it's very early to talk about a key in the first quarter, but Cheeks picking up his 3rd foul. He was playing sensational basketball on both ends. That could become a real key. Billy C's talking to Jack Madden. He's trying to tell Mahalik to get in the game by using Jack Madden.
4-point lead for Philadelphia, winding down to 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Bobby Jones outside in the game now, and they lose it. It'll be Boston ball on the turnover. Dawkins lost it. Bird hanging low, puts the jumper up. Dawkins, and the top comes out of the pack. Bird cut off his lane. Hollins feeding Tony. Andrew Tony. This is Bird. End-to-end basketball here. And a desperation game for the Boston Celtics, trying to even the best of 7 at 3 all. Tiny against Andrew Tony. One-on-one at the point guard. Ford. Irving knocked it away. Ford had a tough pass to make to Parrish. Larry Bird trying to get the eye outside, and will have a foul the other way. Loose ball against the Celtics. It's on Parrish, his 2nd. Billy Cunningham may be as tight. That's not a criticism, because how badly he wants, as you look at Rick Roby entering the game, that first championship, and this is a big hurdle for him. A push on Archibald. Tiny commits the foul. The Celtics are over the limit. That's their 15th foul with 3:19 remaining in the first quarter. Boston looked good off the very top, and then Philadelphia with the team defense and Dawkins on errant shooting ran off some string of points and leading by 4.
I'm a little surprised, Dick, how tight Jack Madden and Paul Mahalik are calling this game. They have a little bit of a reputation of letting the players play and letting them bang around one another. They've decided early to control this game, and there's been a lot of fouls called so far. I think as the game goes on, they'll let them play with the ball.
Lionel Hollins with the free throw. 6-point lead again. Biggest was 7 for Philadelphia. 3:15 to go. First quarter. Bird and Roby. Ford inside, threw a bad pass. Here comes Philadelphia. Archibald is on Irving, and the feed to Andrew Tony. And the basket is good. No foul, but the basket is counts. Andrew Tony, who's virtually unstoppable.
It's a great pass break. Dr. J makes the pass. He hasn't made his shot yet. Most players would have taken it all the way. He hits Tony. They call it goaltending, but the ball went in the basket anyway.
Biggest lead now for Philadelphia as we get back to live action. 8 points. Roby misses. Ford misses the tip. Bird crowded in. This is a layup, and that's the story, but we'll have a foul. A A loose ball foul, and the Celtics have to get their act together early, and it looks like a carbon copy of some earlier games, Kevin.
This is exactly where the other games have gone. Boston's digging himself a hole, and you can't dig yourself a hole against the great teams like Philadelphia. Bill Fitch is going to go to ML Carr real early. He's got to make some changes.
It was ML Carr who was a Celtic hero, and Kevin McHale, who's been tough under pressure. Carr, the hero down the stretch defensively, as Bobby Jones will go to the line and shoot. Two-shot foul for Bobby Jones, and an 8-point lead. Sixers can make it 10. So as we said, Kevin McHale seeing his earliest action.
This is another play that player Philadelphia would rather have sitting on the bench. Kevin McHale's a terrific player, and he can come in and score points quickly.
Philly has scored 6 in a row now, so Boston has ML Carr and Tiny Archibald in the backcourt, Rick Roby, Kevin McHale, and Larry Bird up front. They go low now to Roby. This is the shot. Celtics missing too many inside, and McHale gets it through. He said emotion will not do it for the Celtics. He says the pregame stuff is fine, but it wears off, and sooner or later you better be prepared to play. That's from a rookie, folks. McHale fouls Irving. Gets some instruction from Bill Fitch on the side.
Bill Fitch is telling Kevin McHale right now, not a whole lot of instructions. He's really yelling at the referees through McHale because he doesn't like the calls.
Cunningham advising Lionel Hollins as Doc makes the free throw. That's his first point of the game. Irving has averaged 20 points per game in the playoffs. He's had tremendous pride in his defensive work in this series against Larry Bird. 10-point lead. Biggest lead. Philadelphia had a 10-point lead at the half in Boston Wednesday night. Roby inside reverses it. And a Philadelphia foul. So Roby will go to line, 3 to make 2. It's on Dawkins, and the first foul on Dawkins. Caldwell Jones will come in the game, and Dawkins, despite the fact that he has only 1 foul, goes out. The crowd appreciates Dawkins' 9 points and hustle.
That's one of the longest stretches that Dawkins has played in the game without getting in foul trouble. He did a great job to get Philadelphia off to a good start.
Roby, who's not usually a good free throw shooter, shows why as he tries, still has 2 to go, by the way, tries to bring Boston to within 8 points. Just what the Celtics wanted to avoid tonight, Kevin, getting into that early bind. So Bobby Jones, Caldwell Jones, and Irving up front. Hollins in the backcourt with Tony. Less than 2 minutes to go first quarter. Philadelphia dominated this quarter. Bird got a hand on it. Irving goes up quickly. Bird the rebound. He is an Iron Man. He has played, averaged well over 40 minutes a game. Tiny shot blocks. Archibald. 7-point deficit now for the Celtics, who have won 13 world titles, and last year lost to Philly in 5 games in this similar playoff. Caldwell Jones, not to be denied tonight after being shut out on Wednesday. 4 points for Jones. 1:18 to go in the first quarter. Tiny fires it up, looking for the foul. No foul. Tony. Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones, and the biggest lead of the game, 11 points for Philadelphia. And Bobby Jones, who's been a defensive hero, under a minute to go in this first quarter, as the crowd here can sense a good early effort by Philadelphia, trying to go on to the finals. Tiny finds an opening. Out of bounds. Philadelphia ball. Celtics can't get anything going for him. It's Philadelphia ball. Cunningham. He's telling Caldwell Jones to guard McHale, I believe. The other side down. 33 seconds. Final seconds in the first quarter. Bobby Jones. ML Carr overplaying a moment, Kevin, we want to extend our congratulations to the Houston Rockets for their victory over the Kansas. All right, now stays in with 23 seconds and 7 on the shot clock. And a warning to Cunningham by Mahalan. 7 seconds on the shot clock. What a pass back from Bobby Jones to Tony. But Kevin McHale inside with a brilliant defensive effort. McHale coming back. Hollins is a mismatch somewhere, but the Celtics will not exploit it as the Sixers defense takes over without much time left in the quarter. Tony against ML Carr. Pulls up with a jumper. Jones. Caldwell Jones. And that'll go. Caldwell Jones. And that'll do it for the quarter. And Philadelphia could not ask for more than that. That's the end of the first quarter. The Sixers leading 31-18.
That's not what they wanted to do, because you can come all the way back, but you get spent coming back so strong against a good basketball team like Philadelphia is.
Second quarter action. Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia as ML Carr knocked the ball away. Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones, Steve Mix, number 50, in the game up front, and the Hollins and Andrew Toney in the backcourt. The Celtics have Parrish, McHale, Bird, Archibald, and Carr in their lineup. Hollins called a foul. The Helix said Tiny hit the head, so Archibald commits his second personal foul.
2 fouls for Archibald.
So Hollins will go to the line. Not much more Sixers can do to play better than they're playing.
No, their guards have played outstanding defense against Boston's guards. Hollins has played the whole way. He's had experience. Billy's going to go with his experienced guards to get Cheeks back in the game. In the second half, he would be probably playing longer, but he got 3 fouls. That's been a difference to guard play.
There's Mo Cheeks, who sparked him early in the game with 2 points. Julius Erving sitting down right now, off to a cold start offensively. Celtics trying to get something going, and every time they do, the Sixers put a roadblock in their way. Missed shot, rebound Bobby Jones. Carr missed it. Here comes Toney, and he's calling for an offensive foul. Andrew Toney on the offensive foul, and here's how it happened.
Andrew Toney takes it too far, but that's the way he plays. As you see, it's 1 against 4. There's 4 Celtics back. He's by himself. You have to bring the ball back out and hold it up. It was a good call, offensive foul.
Sixers lead 32-18. 14-point lead is their largest of the game. They're 6-1 in the playoffs at home. Bird can't make it. The Celtics just have no break or luck inside on the short shots. Billy has a lot to say about it. Hollins and Tiny. Posting low is Jones. Bobby now comes out. What a passer he is. Two-way player. And Andrew Toney finds a way to get fouled. As you mentioned the other night, the best way to play him is to force him to shoot outside.
Make him get outside. Once he gets in this deep, he's impossible to stop. He's got great fakes. Also, he has great strength. But the one thing that's happened in this game so far, Philadelphia's offense half court has been run much better than Boston. Boston, when they come down, Philadelphia gets a hand on the ball and slaps it around. They've been much smoother. A lot of credit to Billy C so far. He's got his offense. He's calling all the plays himself, both offensive and defensively. He's done a great job with the clock.
The foul was on McHale. Sixers have scored 8 in a row. They've been a streak team in this game. 2 team fouls on Boston. Bird banks it. He hits that 90% of the time from that range. Clint Richardson in the game. Bobby Jones goes up. Toney goes up and gets the points. Doesn't matter what the Sixers do or who does it. Look at that lead. Clint Richardson, number 4, who replaced Mo Cheeks and did a whale of a job the other night. In the game now at guard along with Andrew Toney, replacing Hollins. Carr. And ML Carr. ML Carr, who missed half the year with a broken bone in his foot. He's a defensive specialist. He says, I don't back down. He didn't Wednesday night. 15-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. Makes it 4 games in a row. They've opened up, and Steve Miggs, who has not shot that well against Boston. Hits one from the corner. That's his trademark. Carr working on Clint Richardson. They want to post Clint Richardson. ML Carr goes up. Jack Madden calls the foul. It is on Philadelphia, and we're going to have a timeout. Clint Richardson commits his first foul, and the first team foul on Philadelphia. So it has been the Philadelphia story all the way in this game, and the Sixers have plenty of, or the Celtics, plenty of time to get back in at 9 points with 9:24. Enough time in this quarter to get back in the game. ML Carr, they're trying to post Clint Richardson as he misses the shot. That's not normally the Celtics style, is it?
No, they're trying to take advantage of ML Carr size as being a bigger guard than Philly's guards, but it's not the style of Boston. It's taking them out of the game, but Philly's made them play that way.
Kevin McHale has 3 personal fouls. And Cornbread Maxwell is off the bench. Bobby Jones kicked away. A foot block called, so it is still Philadelphia ball, and here is Maxwell coming in. Cedric Maxwell averaging over 14.5 points per game in this series, but has been brilliant on the free throw line. He's hit 21 in a row. Mix. Caldwell Jones and Bobby Jones. Here's a steal by ML Carr. Bobby Jones gets back on defense, and ML stuffs it through. 15-point deficit under 9 minutes to go. Second quarter. Philadelphia is in thorough control of this game. The Celtics have rarely put 4 points together in a row. Feed inside to Miggs. Trevelyan calls. Steps against Steve Miggs.
That's the type defense Boston's going to have to play. Steal by Carr. They're good team defense. They got to walk from Miggs. They have to put about 6 straight points together at some stretch of this period.
Parrish setting a screen outside. Bird goes back to Robert Parrish. Baseline. Look at the defense by Caldwell Jones. Even though Parrish scored, you can't play him any tougher.
But Parrish went after the basketball that time. Was aggressive offensively. They need that from Robert Parrish.
13-point deficit. Celtics put a couple of hoops together as Dawkins gets set to come back in the game along with Irving. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and a fall away. Rebound Parrish. Outlet pass to Bird. No foul called. Bird loops it to Maxwell. Back to Maxwell. And he missed the inside shot. Bird with a superb pass. The Celtics couldn't convert. Once again, Tony directing traffic with a 13-point lead. Biggest lead was 17. Foul, and this is the first time we've heard some cheers from the Philadelphia crowd.
Here's a hook by Andrew Toney. You see no hook. It was called by Paul Mahalik. Right now, Boston has got a little streak going, but Philadelphia's made some key substitutions when you can bring in people like Hollins, Dr. J, and Dawkins off the bench. Not bad.
And when they're starting, Hollins most of the year came off the bench with Bobby Jones. That's incredible. These 2 outstanding players. That's the role players that they have on this ball club. Bird inside Maxwell, and it rolls for him. They're not getting anything inside. They have to hold your breath every time they take a shot in there.
It's the best stretch they had. Philadelphia will call timeout. Excellent timeout. Boston has scored 6 straight points. They're starting to put their game together. Philly C called the timeout. The score is 37-26. 76ers lead, but I see Boston coming back their best stretch of basketball.
Cheeks has 3, not Hollins. Mo Cheeks has the 3 fouls for Philadelphia. McHale has 3 for Boston. This is an important segment for the Celtics. They've cut it to 11 from 17. Irving back in the game with Hollins, Clint Richardson, Dawkins, Mix. Bird the rebound. He's 1 for 7. Irving is 0 for 7. These 2 great stars are having a rough time scoring so far. Irving is on Bird now. Loop it into Maxwell, and they'll call a foul before the shot on Lionel Hollins. And for Hollins, that is his first personal foul. Second team foul on the Sixers. If Boston, with more than half of this period remaining, get within 5 or 6 and then have a little letdown, they'll be in good shape for the second half.
I believe they will be back to 5 or 6 before the half. It might even be close. I like the way they're playing right now.
Maxwell out to Carr. Carr to Bird. Bird, fall away shot. But Parrish the offensive rebound. M.L. Carr. This is the bank shot. He was wide open, though, to the left of the key and didn't take the shot. Decided to go inside. So Clint Richardson slows it up. 6:19 to go first half. Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockray here in Philly, where Julius Erving has hit his first basket of the game. Up by 13 again, and the Celtics have to come right back in a hurry, otherwise they'll be in that hole. Parrish gets the two. Parrish has 7 points, and the leading scorer for the Celtics right now. Bobby Jones helping out.
They're going to run a one swing, Philadelphia. They'll swing the ball around to the weak side for a one-on-one for Dr. J.
Dawkins, Richardson. They're looking for the dot. Maxwell's overplaying him, and a runner by Clint Richardson. Clint Richardson, Sixers didn't suffer with him in the lineup Wednesday. 23 minutes and 7 points for Clint. Carr back to Tiny. 5.5 to play in the first half. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Parrish is double teamed, and Archibald hits outside.
Even though Tiny made that jump shot, it's not the shot they were looking for. The last 2 times down, Phillies played good defense.
Sixers just don't let him get it into Robert.
They're tough. They're really a tough basketball team with Dawkins and CJ in there. It's tough to get into Parrish.
Irving. Maxwell comes up to meet him. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dawkins can be dangerous from out there. And Bobby Jones will fire baseline. Bird, here comes the fast break. Maxwell has Bird. And the foul before the shot. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Philadelphia. And the personal foul is on Hollins' second.
This is a good foul by Hollins. He actually breaks up the fast break. There's no penalty, so they don't get to shoot the fouls. Actually, he picked his men up real high. It's good defense, even though he did foul.
11-point lead, 117 points for the Sixers, who ran off 6 in a row, 3-time steal. Irving.
The Doc took off and passed the foul line on that shot. Nobody else in professional basketball can do that anywhere.
Bobby Jones knocks the ball away, and Madden calls him for a foul. Much to the amazement of Jones and a lot of the fans sitting under that basket. Julius Erving, a true magician.
Here's Dr. J going the length of the floor. He takes off from the foul line. This is incredible. Actually behind the foul line. That's pretty hard to teach them to do that, Dick.
I would think. Gerald Henderson, number 43, comes into the game replacing Larry Bird. So Bird goes out. 1 for 8 from the field and 5 points.
This is the first major adjustment Boston's made. They moved Carr up front. They've got small guards in Henderson and Tiny in the backcourt. This is a key spot right now for Boston to see how this lineup plays.
4:25 remaining in the first half. 11-point Philadelphia lead. Dawkins against Parrish. And they call an offensive foul, loose ball against Darryl Dawkins, and that's his 2nd personal foul. And Caldwell Jones immediately gets off the bench. He has 2 fouls himself. And there's Caldwell, who Julius Erving says he epitomizes the Sixers style as Caldwell Jones. He doesn't worry about statistics or publicity, quietly gets the job done.
That's what makes Philadelphia such a fine team. You have people like Caldwell Jones, Maurice Cheeks, Bobby Jones, great players, but they'll have a low profile. Most teams, these type players want to be stars. They're content to let the Dr. J's and the Dawkins get all the publicity.
And if you didn't have it that way, there'd be chaos on this club, and I guess they had that kind of chaos a few years ago.
That's right, and I'm telling you, with the egos of some of the basketball players today, this is not very easy to do, and Billy C's put this club together with that type of style in mind.
Parrish hit the free throws. The Sixers over the limit in fouls with 4:13 remaining in the first half, a 9-point lead. Andrew Toney doesn't make it. Parrish looking for someone to throw to. M.L. Carr, but Bobby Jones and Hollins get back on the D. Pass to Maxwell, and they'll call a foul inside. On Philadelphia. Julius Erving, first personal foul, and since they're over the limit, Cornbread Maxwell, who's getting up slowly and trying to work it off and walk it off, will go to the line. Larry Bird on the bench looking on. Off to a slow start offensively. Maxwell is one of the great sidebar stories of this series. He has hit a streak of 21 straight free throws. His only miss was the fourth quarter of game 1 after shooting 78% for the year.
He's one of the most underrated basketball players in the game. He comes to play every night. He knows what he's doing on the floor. Very intelligent basketball player.
McHale and Ford on the bench.
Maxwell has made 22 straight. And it shows these are pressure shots. Some of the shots he's making. We got a 7-point game, Dave.
6 straight points run off by the Celtics under 4 minutes remaining in the half. 7-point lead was 117. So Boston has whittled it away. 10 points worth. Dr. J banks no good. Parrish tips it up to Henderson. And watch Cornbread Maxwell make it 5. And the Celtics very much alive after being in the hole again. A 5-point lead for Philadelphia now. And Cunningham calls the play. He's gone through a lot in this series. Bobby Jones, goaltender.
A lot of pressure on both coaches. Unless you've sat behind the bench and coached professional basketball, you cannot believe the highs and lows emotionally that coaches go through. It's goaltending by Robert Parrish. Good call, but Boston's right back in the game.
Parrish was guilty of the goaltending. 3:20 remaining. First half. Celtics fighting for their lives here in game number 6. Double team on Parrish. Henderson finds Maxwell. Goaltending called against the Doc.
Boston has to be excited. The lineup they've gone with the first time in this series has worked with Carr on Dr. J and 2 small guards.
Great pass.
Dr. J will take it off the backboard. That's automatic goaltending.
An alert pass by Gerald Henderson, who normally would take the shot wide open there. And ML Carr overplaying. Or is it Henderson committing the foul? The Celtics are not over the limit yet. That is their 4th team foul, so it will not be shooting. And now we have a timeout. ML Carr commits the foul for the Celtics. And the Boston Celtics have come back in this game with 2:57 remaining in the half, down by 5. Hey, offensively.
Well, sometimes you expect too much out of a play. Even the great ones have some off nights, and coach likes to see a guy make every play wonderful.
This is interesting, Kevin. Since Bird went out, the Celts have outscored the Sixers 8-2, which is a big boost for them. And they call an offensive foul against Andrew Toney, his 3rd personal. Now, Cheeks was out with 3, but he may be hurt because Clint Richardson's back, and we would have seen Mo by now.
I'm not too sure. They might be saving it for the second half. But what Boston has done, they've gone with the small lineup. It's the quickest lineup they could possibly put on the floor, and it really has worked, particularly defensively.
2:35 remaining in the first half. The Celtics can narrow it to 3. Parrish short. Picked up by Bobby Jones.
The ball.
Halftime rebound feature, Arnold Red Auerbach. Talk about championship coaches. You won't find any coach with greater credentials than Red Auerbach. Bill Fitch, who's been sitting and watching as the Celtics have come back with Bird on the bench. That's the big story. Lionel Hollins, Dr. J, and it's saved nicely by Gerald Henderson. Henderson saves the ball. Maxwell. 2:04 to go. First half. Maxwell doesn't make the bank shot. Here comes the Doc. Under 2 minutes to go. First half. Hollins inside. Clint Richardson gets the bucket. And a 7-point Philadelphia lead.
That was a big basket for Philadelphia. It was a good break situation. Doc didn't force it. He hit the right people on the break.
Henderson and Tiny in the backcourt. Maxwell, Parrish, a high post right now, who now goes low. Henderson down the lane. Bobby Jones defends. Maxwell trying to draw the foul, and he couldn't. Threw the ball up wildly, and with less than a minute and a half to go in the first period, first half, Bobby Jones offensive foul against Bobby Jones. Now what's Bill Fitch yelling about?
Get the foul. Bill Fitch is telling Maxwell to take the ball straight up. Don't be intimidated by the big people of Philadelphia. He'd rather see the shot blocked than have you change your shot, because you'll never make it if you change your shot.
Larry Bird has been on the bench getting a breather. He is off to a brutal start offensively in this game, and if he ever gets hot, the Celtics could be sitting pretty in the second half. Henderson with 1:15 to go. They call the offensive foul. They call the elbow on Gerald Henderson. Second year from Virginia Commonwealth, who played 13 minutes and didn't score in Wednesday night's game. So Philadelphia up by 7. It was down to 5. Celtics haven't been able to get it less than 5. Once it was 17 points. The Sixers started hot. Irving been almost out of the picture offensively. Passing off, not shooting. Bobby Jones gets another chance and makes no mistake.
Maxwell released way too quickly on that play, and he let Bobby Jones follow up the shot. Maxwell was down to 4. Bobby Jones followed up the shot.
And Bobby looks at the clock, and now we have a 20-second timeout called for by Boston. And a 9-point lead. So the Sixers have scored 2 hoops in a row in the last minute and a half.
Right now, Bill Fitch is telling his team to get a good shot. The last couple of times down the floor when they had an opportunity.
5 seconds. 1-4 they call.
A 1-4 for the last shot of the quarter. Dr. J with the ball by himself out in the middle of the floor with the other 4 players of Philadelphia spread out down the baseline, and Doc will take it 1-on-1.
Irving guarded by Maxwell. Jones quick passing inside and a block. They call the basket goaltending against Robert Parrish and credit the basket to Clint Richardson. So again a 9-point lead, 5 seconds to go in the half. Tiny, and it's intercepted by Irving. Looks like a carbon copy of last Sunday's game when Tiny tried to hit Bird and Bobby Jones made the interception. The Doc did it right there, and after 1 half, the Sixers are up by 9 points, and it could have been a tougher situation for Philadelphia, but if Boston can get off in that third quarter, they'll get back in this no problem. The Spectrum in Philadelphia, Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery, and a 9-point Sixer lead, 51-42. Philadelphia in white, the Celtics in their traditional green. Philadelphia leading 3 games to 2, can win the Eastern Finals with a victory tonight. Otherwise, it's Game 7 Sunday in Boston, and we have it for you. 3-second violation call. So the Sixers turn it over, and Boston comes up with it, trying to narrow it again. Dawkins trying to knock the ball away from Parrish. And on a mismatch, they go inside, and Parrish is called for the offensive foul. He tried to get Parrish on a mismatch when Dawkins came out to meet the guard.
They did the right thing. Tiny made the right decision, got the ball into Parrish, but he did push off with his left arm. He really didn't have to, but it was a good call.
And I think we ought to tell the fans, as you have so many times, this is an important time, beginning of the third.
Boston's a great third period team. We'll see how they react tonight in Philadelphia.
Dawkins and Parrish, there was contact but no foul, and Darrow goes to the hoop and gets the bucket. 11-point lead, 1 minute gone, and a miss at the other end. Caldwell Jones the rebound. So the Celtics still having trouble connecting from inside. Cheeks goes Dawkins, double team. Ford almost had the steal, and a great feed from Mo Cheeks to Darryl Dawkins with a stop shot.
Boston's going to need a quick timeout. They got it. 2 great baskets by Darryl Dawkins. That time it was the penetration of the Philadelphia guard. Actually, pretty good team defense by Boston.
We've been talking about team defense by Philly. Boston showed it there, but the Sixers are putting both ends of the game over play Caldwell Jones. Mo Cheeks. Darryl Dawkins. He has burned the Celtics with some key jumpers last Sunday. And right now a 57-42 lead. 8 straight points run off by Philadelphia. Archibald flips it up. Bird goes up. The basket it counts in a foul. Larry Bird, with a chance for a three-point play, now has 9 points.
Larry Bird stays in the ballgame even though he's not shooting well outside. He stays around the offensive boards. He gets double figures every game on the board. There's sheer hustle. One thing that's happened when Tiny is driving, he's looking for the foul, but these two officials have decided tonight they're not going to give Tiny the foul when he jumps into somebody. They've made that decision. Tiny's just going to have to take it to the basket.
Larry Bird shooting for the three-point play. He has it. Lionel Hollins committed his 3rd foul. So Hollins, Cheeks, and Tony all have 3 fouls for Philadelphia. Cheeks put a move on Tiny. Deflected up by Maxwell. Still Philadelphia ball. 9:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 12-point Philadelphia lead. The Houston Rockets are waiting to face the survivor of this Eastern final.
They had reset the 24-second clock, but they got it back down to the original 17 seconds.
Caldwell Jones can't go to Doc. Maxwell overplaying Irving. Hollins. They go to Irving. Hemmed in. Blocked by Cornbread Maxwell, who is superb on defense. As Tiny Archibald goes in, and they call a block foul on Hollins, his 4th foul.
Holland gets in a little late. Lionel gets in a little late. Good call. But on the other end, when they blocked Dr. J's shot, there was 3 and 4 people around them. You can't beat all the players. He should look to the open man in that play.
Andrew Toney coming back in the game, and Lionel Hollins, who has been a scoring spark plug for Philadelphia, whereas Cheeks has not in this playoff. Hollins goes out, and Bird will inbound. 2 team fouls on Philadelphia, none on Boston here in this 3rd quarter.
The way this game has gone, Philadelphia gets to 17, and Boston cuts it right back.
Quick foul on Philadelphia. It's on Caldwell Jones, and that is number 3 on Jones. Non-shooting, but that's the 3rd team.
From a coaching standpoint, this type game scares you if you're Billy Cunningham. They can't put Boston away. I look for Boston to get back in this game right away.
Bird, turnaround. Doesn't go for him. Strapped with a loose ball, and it's Philadelphia ball, last touched by Chris Ford. The Sixers were very disappointed at not putting the Celtics away Wednesday night, and they didn't know how it would affect them coming out for this one.
Some people say they really don't have the real good killer instinct when they get a team down 17, 18. They don't put them away by 25, but they won 62 games.
So did the Celtics, 62-20. Celtics, by the tiebreaker, won the division title and had the rest, and they palmed the ball, turned it over. Did Mo Cheeks. Palming the ball was the comment by Cunningham as he puts both hands over his face. Couldn't believe it. Celtics, meanwhile, push it up with 8:50 to go in the 3rd. Down by 12. They need a rally. Bird comes off with 2. 12 points for Larry Bird, who's had a rough night from the field. Cheeks finds Toney, guarded by Chris Ford. They bump, but no foul. Dawkins over Parrish. Rebound Caldwell Jones, and they're going to call a loose ball foul against Philadelphia, and that's number 4 on Caldwell Jones. And now Billy C has a problem as Bobby Jones will come in.
He has a problem, but when you come in with a great basketball player like Bobby Jones, it helps solve a lot of problems. Caldwell Jones goes over the back of Bird. Bird boxes out very well. Caldwell pushed him. It was an excellent call.
14 fouls on Philadelphia. The Celtics have 0 with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining 3rd quarter. Boston trying to get back in this one. Down by 10. Harris with a turnaround in the lane. No good. Maxwell and Dawkins going at it, and now Maxwell goes into a foul and goes after a fan. Maxwell goes after a fan, and there's Bedlam in the stands here, and Bill Fitch is over there. Dawkins and Bill Fitch and Ford and Maxwell, and someone said something to Maxwell, and he went in with a vengeance.
The thing that happens in this situation, it looks like the players were going to go into it, but as soon as the fans got involved, the players get together. It becomes a group again of one group, and they got together to try to stop it, and it could have got real nasty over there.
That's the fraternal aspect of this thing, because when you're dealing with fans, as you say, that's another story, and I think Darryl Dawkins, to his credit, went in as a peacemaker.
Exactly right. He and Maxwell were pushing one another. As soon as the the pushing and the shoving will usually get involved like this. Bird's got the ball. He's looking in deep. Here's the pushing and the shoving with Dawkins, but this is part of professional basketball. They got involved in the stands because a fan came off the floor, got on the floor.
Pick it up
Here
under
it is
this
here.
shot.
Maxwell aggressive, knocks Tony down. Here's the push. Dawkins pushes him down. He pushes him into the fan. The fan gets excited. Says something to Maxwell. Maxwell went after the fan.
Maxwell was wrong. Cornbread Maxwell was wrong because the fans pay their way in, and they can say anything they want. You just can't go after a fan who yells at you. Now, of course, he's under the pressure of this game, but that's where you can get some difficulty.
I'll disagree to a point.
All right.
You can't believe what the fans might say, and what might happen in there. You'll never know what might happen to an athlete in the crowd, so you have to be very careful and not let the crowd come after you first sometimes.
All right, but it didn't look like anyone was going after Maxwell. They were yelling at him, but not going after him. We have a Boston foul. Chris Ford is second, and the second team foul on the Celtics. That's our story. A 10-point lead for Philadelphia. As we have had action, Maxwell with the fans under the basket. The Celtics face desperation time in game number 5 Wednesday, and a great defensive play by Maxwell because Irving had a clear path to the basket.
That's great hustle on Maxwell's part to get over the pick and fight hard to deny Doc the ball, and he's been doing an excellent job on Doc.
A fan is being taken out of the game. Fan who was involved in the fight. Now, I don't know, as we said, in looking at the replay, if anyone touched Maxwell. They obviously said something to Cornbread he didn't like. Back to the action here. 7:44 to go and 9 seconds on the shot clock. 10-point lead for Philadelphia. Tony against Ford. One-on-one. And it's thrown away. Bad pass by Tony. Celtics trying to get within 10 points now. Harris. And an elbow. Darryl Dawkins commits the foul. And for Dawkins, it's number 3. And they're over the limit. Philadelphia. 5 fouls in Boston. Going to the line with 7:27 to go in the third.
That'll usually happen, Dick. After a fight or some problems in the crowd, the referees have to call it close. It was kind of a push. They've done much more to one another tonight before this, but the officials do not want to have a problem. Every time Maxwell will handle the ball now, the fans will be on him. It's a good move by the officials to call it close for the next couple of seconds.
Harris doesn't take advantage of that first toss. Philadelphia over the limit now. 1 out of 2 and a 9-point lead for Philadelphia. They've got Bobby Jones, Darryl Dawkins, Julius Irving, Andrew Toney, and the man with the ball, Mo Cheeks, who's come back despite sinus headaches to play in this game. He was doubtful. Tony to score. Irving around a screen, steps on the line, turns it over to the Celtics. The Celtics have scored 6 in a row now, Kevin. 7:10 remaining in the third. They're down by 9. Tiny looking for Bird. Now he goes to Parrish. Dawkins, 3 fouls. And Tiny firing hits Tiny Archibald, who had 20 points the other night, has 11 now. And a 7-point lead. Bobby Jones got by, though.
Cheeks made the play, though. He rushed the ball up the floor. A good idea. They've been bringing it up a little too slow. This time he pushed it up the floor. Bobby Jones got out in the break to the basket.
Closest the Celtics got was 5 points in that second quarter. Bird trying to find the mark outside, and if he does, he will be murdered.
I think he's found it. He's hit his last 2 jump shots, and now he looks comfortable. I look for him to take an awful lot of jump shots down the stretch here.
Irving setting a screen for Cheeks, and boy, are they knocking heads. Irving and Maxwell knocking heads, and Maxwell knocked it away, and last touch by Irving. Cornbread Maxwell has been aroused by that altercation with the crowd.
He's done a real fine job on Doc all night. Philadelphia's going to call a timeout. It's a 7-point game. Right now, Boston is back in the basketball game. They should come out right now, go to Bird. He really feels the touch to make sure you can cut it down to 5.
And Bird has 14 points. the spectrum not all filled by Philadelphia fans as you look at Dawkins with 15 and Bird with 14. There are some Boston fans here, and they're going at each other a little bit verbally under the basket. Larry Bird gets free inside, coming off a pick low, and a 5-point lead for Philadelphia, and that's just the closest Boston has come in this ballgame. Bobby Jones, guarded by Maxwell, misses. Tony was in and a loose ball foul. Chris Ford, third on Ford. Bird with 16 points now, 9 in this third quarter. Tony will inbound. Julius is on the bench. Tony, Steve Mix, Bobby Jones, Dawkins, and Mo Cheeks. So they're resting Caldwell Jones and Julius Erving right now as Mix goes up and loops it in over Paris. Nice play by Steve. 7-point lead for Philly. Billy Cunningham watches the scoreboard and the time. This has been an intense time for Billy C in these playoffs. They call a foul on Ford. Chris Ford. Then Maxwell. They get Maxwell with the foul, not Ford. Maxwell's third. That's why you heard the extra cheer by the crowd using the elbow. 5:15 to go. 7-point lead for Philadelphia. And a good play by Parrish. Here's Tiny. Penetrates. And he walks. Traveling called against Tiny. And he's hurt. Tiny Archibald is grabbing his left ankle right now. And a 22nd time called for by Fitch. Here it is.
I hope he's not hurting the Achilles area. He's had an Achilles injury before. What happened was Dawkins tripped him from behind accidentally. And Tiny's had trouble with the Achilles and been operated on. I hope that's not the situation. Looks like the ankle. It doesn't look like the back of the ankle. Here you'll see Dawkins come from behind, accidentally will trip Tiny, and he goes down. There it is right there.
Dawkins got his foot in the way, so Tiny Archibald's going to go out. Now look at look at Dawkins stepping on Tiny's foot. Let's see it go. Stepped on the left side of his left foot, and he dragged the foot, and that's where he hurt his ankle. He's been replaced by Gerald Henderson, number 43, as Ray Melchiori tends to Tiny on the bench. What can the Celtics do without him? As Bobby Jones, no basket, offensive foul against Jones, and that's number 3 on him. What about Tiny on the bench? What happens now?
Also, them type injuries, when you step on someone's foot, they really cause a problem. Here's Bobby Jones charging over Maxwell. Maxwell played great defense, both on Doc and Jones. He's done a great job. Tiny could be out for the whole game.
7-point lead, 4:45 to go in the third fourth. This is wild, and here comes the Sixers. Cheeks penetrating. What a play by Cheeks with Bird on his back. Boston pushing it up again, and they may have to use Bird as a ball handler here.
They could use Bird at guard, but I think they could use a timeout. With Tiny on the bench, you're going to have a drastic change in our offense. They could use maybe a little timeout to settle down and make sure the game does not get away from them at this point.
Maxwell goes in, and he's fouled, but he'll shoot 2 at the line, and the 4th foul on Maurice Cheeks, the guard. So Archibald is out with 11 points. He has played over 40 minutes in this series. He and Larry Bird have been the Ironmen for the Boston Celtics, but now it'll be up to the likes of Henderson and Chris Ford. And there is Clint Richardson coming in the game, replacing Cheeks, who goes out with 4.
We haven't seen Kevin McHale or ML Carr in this half. I think we'll be seeing them shortly. They've done a good job, particularly in the last game.
Maxwell. He makes the first. There they are, Roby on the left and Kevin McHale. Still has that string going from the free throw line. He's 4 for 4 in this game, so he's hit 25 in a row. 7-point Philadelphia lead. 4:20 to go is Henderson. And Tony fires it short. Henderson gets the rebound. Boston, as we wind down to 4 minutes, trying to narrow it. Bird, fake on Mix. And we'll have a foul right there against Philadelphia. And the 4th foul on Darryl Dawkins. So the 4 personal foul club lists as its members Caldwell Jones.
Bird short on this shot a little bit. He had an easy shot. He rushed it a little bit. It came up short. But on the rebound, Dawkins is called for the foul. Maxwell is back on the line. Dr. J will come in to replace Bobby Jones. It's up to Doc to do the job for Philly right now.
Kevin, they change it to Bobby Jones. It is his 4th as Irving comes back in the game. The Doc has 6 points, has not scored in this 3rd period. Irving is 2 for 10, and he has not taken a shot in this half. After making 25 in a row from the line. Bobby Jones, Mo Cheeks, Lionel Hollins, and Caldwell Jones all have 4 for the Sixers. Celtics have 3 team fouls. They have 1 to give with under 4 minutes to play 3rd quarter. 6-point Philadelphia lead. Getting close. Tony Henderson, whose strength is offense, gets it in the mix. Foul on Paris. Basket counts. They call the basket. The ball was touched. It was deflected right there.
Outside Paris. That was a very good block by Robert Paris. I don't think it was goaltending. The outside official called it. But I think he got a good block. But Steve Mix has come in and been very physical. When it got a little rough with Maxwell, every team has what they call a little bit of a policeman. Steve Mix happens to be the man for Philadelphia. Plus, he's getting good scoring production out of Mix.
And that foul by Parrish, double trouble. He touched the ball for the basket, and then the foul was scored. And now Philadelphia is fouled at the other end. Clint Richardson has his 2nd personal foul, and Gerald Henderson will go to the line. Henderson did not play at all in the 4th game. He's a scoring ace, and they look for the instant points when he comes in, but he has been struggling from the field.
He'll have to do a good job, particularly if Kiney's out there. Billy C is calling every play, both offensively and defensively.
Henderson hits the free throw. 7-point lead. 3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Celtics will be erased from the NBA season if they lose this game, and they've lost 11 in a row at the Spectrum. Philadelphia looking to reach the finals for the 2nd straight year. What a steal. 4, tipped it to Bird. Lead pass, Gerald Henderson. And goaltending against Richardson the other way.
Sensational pass by Larry Bird to get it to Henderson. They call goaltending. You can't, once he goes over the rim, you can't come from behind. Some leap in the building. That's a great picture.
Right in your living room. Director Tony Berta, producer Chuck Milton for the 6th game of the NBA Eastern Finals. And a 5-point lead. Tony losing the ball, and he's either on the line or it's Boston ball, and it is Boston ball. Dawkins with Madden. Mo Cheeks with 4 fouls is going to come back in the game, and this is where that great chess game that coaches play will enter into the game. We'll be back. Philadelphia leading by 5 with under 3 minutes to play, and guess who's back in the arena? The fan who yelled something unmentionable to Cornbread Maxwell and forced Maxwell into the crowd in an altercation. But more important, what's happening on the court, and the Celtics have not gotten within 5 points against this ball club in this game. This is the closest they've been since 17-13, and now Dawkins in Paris. Dawkins said, "Don't mess with me," and Madden has to break them up. You can just feel the intensity and electricity of the import of this game, and you can obviously see it in the crowd, and it's evident on the court.
I wonder what that guy in the stand he thinks that he just gets back in the seat, and here they go again. Maybe he's a referee.
Maxwell and I should say Dawkins and Parrish. Don't mess with me.
That's a great picture of Dawkins. But right now, back to the game, Boston has a chance to break the mark, which I thought was very important, the 5-point mark there.
Closest they've been, 17-13 early in the game. But ever since Philadelphia ran it up to a 17-point bulge, 5 was the best they did. The last 17-point lead was 37-20. It's 3 with 2:36 to go, and so this game virtually even right now. Mo Cheeks in the game with 4 fouls, and that was an important substitution.
That's a big substitution. If he picks up 5 quickly, it could be a problem for Philly.
Irving. Mix puts a fake on Bird, lost his footing, and a foul call against the Celtics. And they're in the penalty. Foul was on Henderson, his second, and so Steve Mix will go to the line and shoot. Don't forget, be sure and stay tuned for the MVP at the conclusion of the game. Mo Cheeks with 4 fouls. Well, what if he picks up his 5th quickly?
Could be a problem. Right now, Tony had committed 2 quick turnovers, so Billy went with Cheeks quickly.
Dawkins having his 2nd good game in a row after struggling for most of the Milwaukee series. 5-point lead for Philadelphia. We're getting down to the 2-minute mark of the 3rd period. Crunch time is only beginning, my friends, as Larry Bird hits a shot outside. He has 11 points in this quarter and 18 in the game. 3-point lead for Philly, under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. These rivals have gone at it 8 times since the 76ers came into existence. Dawkins almost threw it away, and they call a foul on Chris Ford, who looked like he was going for the ball.
They call a foul on Chris Ford. He was helping out with Dr. J. Philadelphia was running that 32 play that time. That's for Dr. J or Dawkins. It really didn't work well, but Ford did foul Doc from behind.
4th foul on Ford. Has a few words for Paul Mihalik and Irving shooting.
Billy C has got a long time with Steve Mix. Steve has done a good job.
Deny the ball.
Billy C's telling Steve Mix to deny the ball. To Cornbread Maxwell, that means don't let him catch the ball. Don't stay between him and the ball.
Henderson with the ball across the line. Keep in mind, Tiny Archibald hurt his ankle and has been on the bench for quite some time. And the Celtics in the game, very much so. Down by 5, and they missed the shot. Bird out of bounds, and they still rule it Boston ball with, and I think that Maxwell hurt his mouth. I think he hit his mouth on the floor.
It's not physical basketball. Everybody's on the floor in this play. Steve Mix, Maxwell, then Bird will come over the top. They all hit the deck. It's amazing they don't get hurt.
That's been the story of this series. The intense physical matchups going on, and you are seeing at home basketball at its very best. You're seeing the professionals going at it to their utmost. 1:25 remaining. Double team on Parrish. Finds Henderson. Henderson misses the shot. Parrish goes up with it. The basket counts at a foul. Robert Parrish, who has come alive in this game after having his problems from the field, can bring the Celtics to within 2 points.
That was a tremendous effort by Parrish. He made a fine pass to Henderson. Henderson missed the shot, but Parrish stood with it, went after, got the offensive rebound and scored.
And maybe just as important, Kevin, is the fact that Mo Cheeks has picked up his 5th personal foul. You saw M.L. Carr come in the game, as Kevin said you would sooner or later, and Cheeks goes out with 5 fouls. Mo has scored 4 points, replaced by Andrew Toney.
It was a big play. They come in early with Cheeks. He got his 5th foul. We've got Carr in the backcourt, probably Tiny. Probably not going to play. I think it would have been the time to get him back in the game instead of Carr, so he might be hurt real bad.
Here's Mo Cheeks with 5 fouls. The point guard, the spark plug for Philadelphia, on the bench with 5. 2-point lead as Parrish on the penalty brought it to 2. That's the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dawkins and Irving setting picks. Look at those arms flailing inside. And a foul on the Celtics. It's on Robert Parrish, and that's 5 on Parrish. Where is Kevin McHale?
He'll be in any minute. He or Roby. Here's the foul here. Doc looking in. Parrish over the top. Not a very good way to pick up your 5th foul, but it's been so aggressive on both ends of the floor. Here comes McHale right now. He comes in as a good substitute, but Parrish has been playing excellent basketball. Could hurt Boston.
McHale comes in. Bill Fitch has brought the Celtics to 2 great regular season campaigns as Parrish goes out with 5. Robert has scored 15. He has played a much better game. He has come back, no question, in this game. They needed him. Dawkins missed it. Richardson the rebound, and Bird comes down with it. Watch Maxwell. Tony to meet him, and Maxwell lays it in. And now it is a 1-point game, 71-70. Under a minute to go in the 3rd. Andrew Toney, watched by Carr, and Carr will be physical with Andrew, you can be sure. Henderson gambling, lost Richardson for the moment. Knicks shooting over Bird. Dawkins comes down with the ball with 31 seconds and 21 on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Into Mix. No foul. Block shot by Bird. Here comes Boston. And it's intercepted by the Doc. What a play by Irving, anticipating it. 19 seconds. Andrew Toney with a short jumper, and it's a 3-point game again. What action in this game.
Toney made a mistake. They should have taken the last shot, but they got 2 points out of it. It's the 3rd time we've seen someone on Philadelphia steal a long pass. And Doc's done it twice in this game.
Watch the clock. 8 seconds now. Henderson inside. Banks it. No good. And that'll do it. It will not count. That'll do it. But considering the fact, as Cunningham's upset that Tiny Archibald has been on the bench, the Celtics have come back to 3, 73-70 after 3 quarters, and it's excitement in the Spectrum. The CBS Sports Special will continue after this word from your local station. 8 points in the game.
Another problem can develop if you're not shooting in the 3rd quarter. Sometimes can carry over right through the rest of the game in the 4th period.
Henderson and Carr in the backcourt for Boston. Bird and Maxwell the forwards, and McHale the center, playing a high post position, moving out. They go low. Carr posting Toney again as he did earlier. McHale the rebound, and they'll call offensive foul. Or not. Loose ball foul.
We have a loose ball foul on number 33.
Loose ball foul on Larry Bird. There is Robert Parrish, who is on the bench with 5 personal fouls. So many stories within the stories. And you look at the Celtics, still couldn't get over the hump shooting-wise in that 3rd period. 45%. Doc goes up. Basket good, and a foul. And Irving trying to become the factor offensively that he hasn't been so far in the game.
He gets in deep. He hesitates, changes the shot, gets fouled on the way down, which not many players can do. He shoots the basketball, makes a chance for a 3-point play. But he's smart enough, Doc, when he's not hitting from the outside, to get it down in deep. And besides being a great player, he's an intelligent basketball player.
Billy C. looking on. McHale's foul, his 4th. Opening seconds of the 4th quarter. Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery. The Eastern Conference Finals 6th game. Henderson misses from the corner. Caldwell Jones loses the ball, now picks it up. Bill Fitch trying to get the Celtics into the finals. And he turned it over, palming the ball, and Tiny's going to come back in. He limps to the scorer's table. Tiny Archibald, and what drama unfolding here at the Spectrum. Can he do it?
It's a good time to find out instead of waiting for the last 2 minutes. Find out with 11 minutes left in the game if Tiny can go. I think he'll be able to go.
What do they expect of him?
I can feel they're trying to find out right now if he's able to play so he can be in at the end of the game.
Archibald firing up and hitting. Tiny hits outside, but that's still not a barometer of what he can do.
Exactly. He has to penetrate, take the ball to the basket, but that helps.
4-point lead. Toney watched by Carr. Clint Richardson guarded by Archibald. Caldwell Jones picking. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and Irving banks it. Richardson tips it in. Clint Richardson, the 3rd-year man from Seattle, who's averaging only 4 points per game in this series, now has 8 and a 6-point Philly lead. M.L. Carr, McHale, look at him, he fights his way in, and a basket counts and a foul. I'll tell you, we have two rookies playing in this game. One is Andrew Toney, the other McHale with ice water in their veins.
Great move by McHale. He faked out Caldwell Jones. Caldwell Jones thought he was going to the middle, took it to the outside, got a chance at a three-point opportunity.
Hollins comes in for Toney, who goes out with 4 fouls. Can you believe rookies like this, Toney and McHale?
Well, this is a great time to perform, and I think, as you said, they have ice water, and this shows they'll be great rookies for a long time.
No foul called as Carr was looking for a foul. Under 10 minutes to play. Fourth quarter. 3-point Philadelphia lead. The Doc quickly out to Mix. His forte is shooting from outside. Irving misses, and they're going to call a foul. A loose ball foul on Clint Richardson for Philadelphia. Team fouls right now. That was not a team foul, but yes, it is. 2 fouls on Philly and 2 on Boston. We stand corrected. Bobby Jones, that clutch defensive star who intercepted that pass. Game number 4 is in there now, replacing Mix. 3-point lead for Philadelphia. Low to Maxwell, hooks it up, 1-point lead.
That's great defense by Caldwell Jones, but Maxwell cut in front of him and made a tough shot. Jones did a pretty good job, and Maxwell made a great move.
Game 3, Philadelphia was up by 19 points. They were up by 15 points. They were up by 10 the other night. They were up by 17 tonight, and Boston relentlessly keeps coming back as Irving goes in, and that ball drops. That'll count. That basket will count for Julius Irving, and again a 3-point lead. Irving has 12 points in the game. 3 minutes gone, final quarter. Tiny tries to drive. Bird, rebound, basket good, and a foul. And everyone is on the floor. More people on the floor than standing up. And Andrew Toney leaning over to watch.
You can't be more aggressive in basketball. Everybody's on the floor. 5 or 6 guys go to the floor. It's hustle on Bird's part to keep the ball alive. Shows you what great hands he has and quickness under the basket. Everybody's on the floor. It's great basketball. You can't beat this thing.
Larry Bird will try to tie the game.
Kevin McHale is such a cool player under pressure. It enables Boston to leave Parrish on the bench.
A tie at 80-80. The last tie we had, Kevin, was 7-7 in the opening minutes of the game. 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Bobby Jones drives and he's pushed. Boston foul is on Bird, his third. Billy Cunningham is yelling about a Tiny Archibald charge he caught at the other end. Team fouls are even, 3 apiece. Hollis shot is blocked. McHale and Carr combined. Boston can take the lead with 8:35 to go. The last Boston lead was 6-5 eons ago. Tiny, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hollins watching him. Caldwell Jones on a jump switch, double team, and a good trap defense by Philadelphia. Hollins to Bobby Jones, going to the hoop. Basket counts and a foul on Bird, and some fan just threw a container filled with ice on the court.
And he threw it at Larry Bird. Bobby Jones goes all the way, slam dunks it over Bird. Good call. But that's why you have trouble sometimes with fans, even though they don't attack you. You got to be careful.
So we're going to have to do some mopping up right now, but Bobby Jones looked like he was not to be denied going in.
Here he comes again. Bobby way up, one of the best jumpers in basketball. He stretches out. That's a phenomenal play by Bobby Jones. That was a 5-point play. Boston turned the ball over on the other end. Philly capitalized on it. Got a chance for 3-point lead.
Dawkins, 16 points. Irving and Bobby Jones have 12. Bird has 21. Maxwell and Parrish have 15. But Parrish and Dawkins are on the bench right now, and they will return. 8 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. of a game the Celtics need to win, because if they don't, they go home, and Philadelphia will host the Houston Rockets in Game 1 of the NBA championship round on Sunday, and you'll see all of it on CBS. And now the window washing time by Kevin McHale, and he's big enough to do it.
He's got another career, Kevin. If he doesn't make it in the league, we know where we can send him.
But you know, a lot of those guys don't like to get perched up on the 40th or 50th floor. This is safe for them. An incredible atmosphere, electricity, capacity crowd. There are pom-poms here, red, white, and blue for the Sixer fans. In a lot of ways, Kevin, we have the atmosphere of a college championship game, the NCAA championship game, which CBS will now have for the next few years.
Exactly right. I think we have more than that. Right now, we have a lot of coaching decisions to be made. You have some people with 5 fouls. When does the coach get them in the game? What time to use them? When to bring Parrish in? When to bring Cheeks in? Do you stay with Carr over Chris Ford? There's millions of decisions to be made by the coaches. That's why they get paid.
And we want you to coach with them, Kevin, all right, as you've done throughout these playoffs.
I will, Vic.
And you know it's safe for you here.
Can't be second-guessing here. This gives me an opportunity to second-guess someone else.
Timeout call, Bobby Jones. The preceding message was furnished by the National Basketball Association, Dick Stockton and Kevin Lockery. Bringing it to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Tiny Archibald with the bad ankle. Looks like he's moving a little better on it since he's come back in the ball game. 83-80, Philadelphia leading as we wind down to 8 minutes remaining in the game. And now Robert Parrish, ML Carr, has brought Boston to within 1 point. They split the first 2 in Boston. The Sixers won the next 2 in Philadelphia. The Celtics won a thriller in Boston Wednesday. Herbert, triple team, throws the ball away through Bobby Jones. And now the Celtics can take the lead. The last time they had it was 6-5 early in the first quarter. Darryl Dawkins, who has 3 personal fouls, so he is not in foul trouble, replaces Julius Erving. What about this move?
Well, again, Doc's made a turnover, but Doc won't be sitting on the bench very long. They're going with a big lineup against McHale and Maxwell.
Maxwell with the ball. They got McHale, Bird, Maxwell, ML Carr, and Archibald. Looping shot by Larry Bird. 23 points for Larry Bird, and the Celtics lead 84-83 in a game they must win. 7:24 to go, fourth quarter. Bobby Jones finds Caldwell. Collins with 7 seconds. And we'll have a foul, Boston foul, in a shooting situation. Nope.
32.
Loose ball on McHale.
On the side.
And it is shooting. It's their 15th foul. Flexing the elbow and the hand is Larry Bird.
Bird will be all right, though. He just flexing his hand. It's a penalty shot. It was off the ball. Holland shot the jump shot. They call the foul on McHale against Dawkins. Dawkins will be shooting 2 foul shots.
Parrish has 5 fouls, and he's back in the game, and he has played well for the Celtics tonight.
It's early. It's 7:15 left in the game. This is what you have to do in a playoff situation. Maybe bring back a play a little earlier than you would anticipate, but you have to get your best club in the game.
Dawkins hits the free throws. Would you do it with the score this close?
Well, again, they're in a situation, if they don't win, they don't play them on Sunday.
Tiny finding Carr, top of the key. 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. 1 point Philadelphia lead. Archibald trying to penetrate inside, and he posts Mo Cheeks and gets the bucket. Keep in mind that Cheeks has 5 personal fouls. He is in danger of being disqualified. The Celtics once again have the lead by a point. 6:40 to go. Defense will decide this one. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Jones turnaround. Dawkins tries to keep it alive, and Tiny Archibald threw the ball, knocked the ball away.
Dawkins is very aggressive, trying to get position on Parrish. Parrish got 5 fouls. Dawkins was scrapped. The ball's knocked out. Tiny knocks the ball out of bounds. Be a timeout right now. by Philadelphia. Everybody's looking for a foul on both benches, but it's just aggressive playoff basketball.
Timeouts left. Philadelphia, who is on the bench, not coming out at this crucial moment with 6:25 remaining, and Boston up by 1. And Cornbread Maxwell, who might have been aroused by his altercation with a fan, quietly has scored 15 points and has been a tremendous defensive demon for the Celtics up front. Inbounding is Mo Cheeks, who has 5 fouls. Parrish, who's watching Dawkins, has 5 fouls. Cheeks against Tiny. Dawkins trying to get position. Turnaround baseline. Dawkins puts Philadelphia up. 20 points for Darryl Dawkins, who had 21 points in 32 minutes on Wednesday, so he's back. And we are now halfway through the final period as Archibald shot. Maxwell and Parrish. Parrish, foul, and it was Maxwell who kept it alive. That man, Cornbread.
Maxwell kept the ball alive first. Parrish missed his shot, but he went back after it.
Now this might have started Cornbread Maxwell to an effort that might have exceeded anything he has shown thus far. He has been a quiet performer in this series, doing the job, but he has played with reckless abandon ever since that happened earlier in the ball game when Maxwell went after a fan who ultimately came back to return to his seat. He's quiet, but Maxwell has been all over.
Maxwell has played as good defensively as I've ever seen him play. He played Dr. J terrifically. Now he's done a good job on Bobby Jones. Dr. J's back in the game for Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones with 5 fouls. Cheeks has 5. Parrish stays in with 5. Tie score at 87. Mo Cheeks to the dot. Maxwell will give him the outside shot. Caldwell Jones swinging around. 6 seconds and a foot block. It's a foot block, and Philadelphia will maintain possession and have the full 24 seconds. Hollings will inbound. Gets the ball back from Caldwell. 5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Philly can either move to the final round Sunday, or Boston will force a 7th game. And look at that defense by Bird and Parrish. And Boston's doing what Philly's been doing all series.
Great block by Larry Bird on help-out defense. Played it perfectly and did block the shot perfectly.
We have a tie at 87. Biggest game of their lives for many of these players here, especially the rookies like McHale, who's on the bench right now. Archibald forced that, went after his own rebound. Look at that hustle by Tiny. And now you see why the Celtics probably can't win without him.
Great play by Tiny. You know he missed his shot, but he went right after it and followed up for 2 points.
4:45 on the clock. Cheeks picked up nicely by Carr, but gets the reverse layup nonetheless, despite good defense by ML, and another tie. This crowd at a fevered pitch at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Shouting defense, defense. They're getting the help, and we'll have a foul, and that will be all for Mo Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks has fouled out of the ball game as he's helped up by the Doc. And Cheeks will leave the game. Tony will come back, so they're getting more offense. They're losing Cheeks, and what does it mean, Kevin?
I think they'd rather have Cheeks at this stage of the game. Right now, I think Boston's got to be pleased that Cheeks is going out of the game. They're bringing back a great player in Tony, but he's only a rookie. They'd like to have Cheeks the other night when they blew a 6-point lead with 1 minute and 20 seconds.
And in the insert, you saw Kevin McHale, another rookie who has played like a seasoned pro. And Maurice Cheeks is fouled out of the ball game with 6 points in this game. And right now, Billy Cunningham trying to figure out a play. He's playing an outstanding ball game for the Sixers. In this fourth quarter, we have had 5 lead changes and 3 ties as Parrish puts Boston up by 2. Timeouts remaining. Each side has 3. 4:20. Boston by 2. Can the Celtics force a 7th game? Play by ML Carr. Maxwell didn't see Carr down the way, but Carr made the defensive play. And ML goes up, misses the shot. Look at him fight for the loose ball. Larry Bird trying to keep it alive. Philly comes down with it, and Tony. Andrew Toney, bounce pass, Irving, watch it. Another tie. The Celtics try to keep it alive, but they couldn't, and now we have another deadlock. 3:45 remaining fourth quarter, 91-91. Maxwell in low to Bird. Bird doesn't get the basket, but they call traveling on Larry Bird. Watch the Doc's great move baseline.
There's Doc on the open field, right over 7-footer. Paris has got 5 fouls, can't foul. But nobody can play better in the open field than Doc. He's the best open field player in basketball. Maybe they'll ever play together.
3.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter, 91 apiece. Sixers once led by 17. But the Celtics have come back, and they've had so many games in this series. Collins driving the baseline. Toney with 3 seconds on the clock. No good. Dawkins saves it. And we'll have a foul. Gerald Dawkins. And a loose ball foul against Maxwell. Cornbread Maxwell has committed his 4th foul. I don't think there's anyone in the spectrum with less than 4 fouls, including the fan.
When it's this physical and the players are as big as we have in the NBA today, you have to have contact on every play, and the officials have done a good job controlling it so it hasn't got out of hand.
Bird 23, Parrish 18, Archibald 17, Maxwell 15 for Boston. Dawkins with 21 points, the leading scorer for Philadelphia. 2-point Philly lead. Timeouts remaining, 3 apiece. Cunningham. Look for the pick and roll. That's what they think Boston will do. Tiny coming out, under 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Bird going to Parrish low, loops it in, basket good, and a foul. And a clutch jump shot by Robert Parrish. Darryl Dawkins argues. But for a guy who has really been beleaguered during this playoff, Parrish has come through tremendously.
Sensational shot, and what both teams have done. You have Larry Bird on one side, Dr. J on the other side. They have gone to their centers, Parrish and Dawkins, consistently in the last 3 minutes when it's obviously so important. They've gone to their big people instead of their stars.
Dawkins' foul, his 4th. Celtics by 1. Under 3 minutes to play, fourth quarter. You want to talk about playoff pressure? You're watching it. Toney, Irving, the Doc. Toney, Philly by 1. Boy, I tell you, Julius Irving's great balance kept him in bounds.
That was a great catch by Doc. You can get that ball and keep it in bounds, and then Dawkins finished it off.
8 lead changes in the fourth quarter and 5 deadlocks. 2:20 remaining, fourth quarter. And they call the foul on Hollins. Hollins got the knee out. It's on Hollins.
They stick out his knee. Right here, that's a good call. It's one-on-one for Tiny. Right now, this game is going to be decided by who makes a mistake. Whatever player makes a key mistake or team makes a key mistake, they're almost scoring every time down, even against good defense. So one key mistake will change this whole game.
There's Bobby Jones on the bench. Hollins has 5 personal fouls. Cheeks is already fouled out of the game. Tiny, good free throw shooter, has 2 to try to put the Celtics back in the lead. Caldwell Jones getting as inside as he can on Larry Bird for his defense.
Tremendous pressure. Just going to the foul line under these conditions is unbelievable pressure.
So Boston has regained a lead, 2:15 to go, fourth quarter. Will there be a Game 7 in Boston Sunday afternoon? We'll know soon. Caldwell Jones to Hollins. Winding down to the 2-minute mark. And Lionel Hollins misses the jump shot. It goes over the top. Boston ball with 1:58 remaining in the fourth.
You see now if they go to Parrish again, down deep, it's either Parrish down deep or Larry Bird on the left side.
Bobby Jones will come in. Now he goes back to the bench. Parrish low to the left. Bird looking inside. Parrish is stopped by Dawkins. Parrish, Bird, offensive foul. It's Parrish who committed the foul. Parrish committed the foul as he hit right there. Julius Irving, and Robert Parrish is fouled out of this game.
Bill Fitch is wild. It's a tough way to foul out a basketball game this important by an offensive pick. It'll put the pressure on McHale. The rookie's going to get an opportunity with a lot of pressure.
21 points for Robert Parrish, but this is the play that sends him out of the game. A shove to the head of Julius Erving, and the Celtics will have to go the rest of the way without him. 1:44 remaining fourth quarter. Bobby Jones has come in for Philadelphia, and Kevin McHale has come in for Boston. As you see, Bird and Bobby Jones, and they were a factor in last Sunday's game. The Celtics are up by 1. They want to look inside, right?
Right at Dawkins against McHale.
Dawkins inside, goes into the hoop, no good. Maxwell, a big rebound. And now the Celtics with a 1-point lead as Tiny brings it up with 1:20 now remaining in the fourth quarter. Celtics not had any kind of breathing room in this game. Bird out to Tiny with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Jones is on him on a defensive switch. Hollins on Bird. Larry Bird shot. Drops for him. Look at that shot. Well, the Celtics didn't get any breaks early on those shots. They're getting it now. 3-point lead. 58 seconds to go. Fourth quarter. Tony comes back. What a pressure-packed rookie he is. 1-point lead. Andrew Tony. 9 points. 44 seconds. You watch the clock. Larry Bird working it outside. And Bobby Jones knocks it away. Still Boston ball. But they have 10 seconds on the shot clock. 38 in the game. And the Celtics faced with the destiny right here, Kevin.
Right now, they might need a timeout if they have trouble getting in bounds. Carr's got it.
Carr wants Bird to help out. Larry Bird picked up by Tony, and he lost the ball. Larry Bird lost the ball. 25 seconds to go. Philadelphia, 2 timeouts to go. Celtics are up by 1. Philadelphia's got to score. They have 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Andrew Tony misses off the side of the board. McHale gets it to Archibald. 10 seconds to go. They're going to have to foul him. And Tiny Archibald gets it to Bird, and there are 5 seconds to go. They get the ball away, and the foul with 2 seconds to go. Boston on the threshold of sending the series to a 7th game and breaking an 11-game losing streak. Kevin.
Bill Fitch is looking for a technical foul by if you foul a man off the ball, he's not involved directly in the play with the ball. It can be a technical foul.
And that's what Fitch claimed that Dr. J did the other night. That Hugh Evans called the foul after the ball was out of the hands of M.L. Carr, constituting a technical. That's what he's saying.
Jack Madden did a wise thing. He went to the alternate official to make sure of the play. I think he was in the process of passing the ball. Philadelphia will have time to make a 3-point play. We almost have the exact same situation as we had the other night. 1-point lead. Does he make the foul shots or does he miss the last foul shot on purpose?
Well, we know what they did the other night. They wanted him to miss the shots. But I'll tell you, the 1 point you made is that if you make the free throws, the worst you can have is a tie on a 3-point play in overtime.
Well, take the free throw.
All right, Maxwell, who has been tremendous from the line. 2 seconds to play. Fourth quarter. And there's your 2-point lead, 99-97. Billy Cunningham already thinking about the timeout. Let's see what Maxwell does. He has 1 left. He makes it, and a 3-point lead. 3-point lead, timeout Philadelphia. We're going to listen to Billy if we can. Meanwhile, we're going to take a break. The Boston Celtics may end that jinx with 2 seconds to play. Kevin, decision time for the Celtics. Do they foul and not allow Philly to get off that 3-point shot?
Obviously, Philadelphia's going for the 3-point shot. Boston has the option of letting them take the shot or fouling them immediately. I think with under 3 seconds, I like to foul immediately and tie the game up by taking the ball out of the half court.
All right, we'll see. Bobby Jones inbounds. Larry Bird defends. 2 seconds to play. The Celtics were down by 17 at 1 point. They're up by 3. Here it is. It's batted away. Still 2 seconds showing on the clock. But we saw how those clocks worked the other night in Boston, so it could have been a fraction.
It's a different clock tonight.
Bobby Jones will inbound again, and he moves closer now. And now Philly calls their last timeout. Philly is out of timeouts. They're out of the 22nd as well. Boston has 3 more if they need it with that much time to go. Let's hear Billy right now.
We're going to do it a little different. We're going to start the same spots. Andrew there, Doc over here. Bobby, you're here. Lionel, we're going to move you right here. Now, what we want to do is, I want you to fake down, Doc, like you're setting the screen. Andrew, come. Darryl, go get ML Clark. Okay, go get ML. We're going to look right here. Now, no go. We got Lionel setting the screen for Doc coming out here. Okay? So we got fake down, Doc. You're coming back off Lionel's. Andrew, you take a step up. You run ML. Darryl, you just got to get ML. Okay? First look is right there. Okay, Bobby? Or you have Doc coming off. Let's go, babe.
Or is that play designed for Irving?
For Doc or Tony. Doc up high at the center of the court. Tony in the corner. Now we have another situation with Boston to really pressure the man out of bounds because Philadelphia has no timeouts. They have to get the ball inbounds.
In 5 seconds. So we're going to be watching now, and Jack Madden will be watching even closer as Bobby Jones will inbound. The Celtics are still huddled around Bill Fitch, so they know what they have to do. What incredible drama here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Celtics had their backs to the wall in game number 5. Won that one in a come from behind and are trying to do it again tonight on the road. And keep in mind, they had lost 11 in a row at the Spectrum. Bobby Jones gets it to Irving, and a foul with 1 second to go. So that was the decision, as you predicted, Kevin. Don't let him get off that three-point play. Tiny Archibald the foul, and that is his 3rd. Now, Irving will go to the line.
Under 3 seconds, that's a good play. 3 or 4 seconds by Bill Fitch. The foul immediately. Make sure he doesn't get the shot off. Now you have to call timeout and take it out after bounds. Dr. J will make the first, try to miss the second.
Roby comes in. They need the rebounders.
They need the big people. Philadelphia will get all its big people in the game. Doc will try to make the first, and everybody's going to slam when he tries to miss the second shot.
All right, McHale and Roby closest to the basket. Bird out a bit. Dawkins next to him. Caldwell Jones next to McHale. And look how crowded they are around the line. Irving misses the first shot.
That means now it needs a three-point play.
They have
Boston, they have to miss it.
Take it all the way out.
They don't have time.
1 second to go. Pretty tough. He makes the free throw. Timeout Boston with 1 second to go. Timeout Boston. Now, were they wise in calling the timeout at that point, or they want to get a ball away from under the hoop?
They were not wise in one position. Philadelphia was not set up for the play. They could have thrown the ball long, and the game would have been over. Bird got very angry at Roby on the play, and I think he was right.
Obviously, the Sixers want to prevent Boston from getting the ball inbounds. Boston has the luxury of calling 2 more timeouts if they see that 5-second count getting down to the end.
Boston should tell the officials to let us know when it's getting down to 5 by counting it off from the start.
And you're right. You told us during the commercial that 2 big men on the pass, Dawkins and Caldwell Jones, and that'll do it. The game is over. Boston has won. Only 3 teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit to force a 7th and win a 7th game. And the Celtics are elated because they have come from behind in dramatic fashion here in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And the first time in 12 games, the Boston Celtics have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers.
I think Cornbread Maxwell should be the MVP of this game.
I agree, and we'll get into that a little later. The final score, the Celtics over the Sixers, 100-98. And so here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the final score is Boston 100, the Philadelphia 76ers 98. So we have playoff action coming your way on Sunday, 3:30 Eastern time. How many times have the Boston Celtics gone to a 7th game in the playoffs? Well, we'll tell you that on Sunday because they have been successful. I think they've won 10 of 12. Philadelphia has not been that successful, but as we have an eerie silent Spectrum that was bursting with crowd just a little while ago, An incredible comeback for this Boston Celtic team, Kevin.
They have not been able to get over the hump. When they get up by 17 points, they let Philadelphia lets Boston back in the game. This time, Boston took full advantage.
So playoff action will come your way on CBS Sunday from the Boston Garden, and few people thought we would reach a 7th game between the Celtics and the 76ers, 3:30 Eastern time for the 7th and deciding game of this Eastern Conference Final. Chuck Milton has been our producer. Tony Verna has given you the shots in this game. Mike Albanese, Rick Sharp, Debbie Needleman, and all the rest. We're happy to bring you a thrilling NBA playoff game won by the Boston Celtics, who will now take it back to the Garden Sunday on CBS, 3:30 Eastern time. For Kevin Lockery, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from a very quiet Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports. Anticipate